Great. Thank you everyone for joining our program takeover, our OTC live session that ends our program takeover for the week of logistics management. We are going to learn more about our logistics management program, speak to the program advisor, but first we're going to do a little bit of a recap of what we've been sharing on our social media this week. So I'm going to let you guys watch this quick video.
My name is Virgil. I joined the program here at Ogeechee Logistics Program mainly because I started my own winery. And so when we started my own winery, I started thinking more on a larger scale of how I would distribute. It felt like this program has given me a little bit of the management side, a little bit of the QA side, a little bit of being the one that actually fills the orders for the stores, how important it is to get that product to the end person.
I just recently graduated from the Logistics and Supply Chain Management here at OTC. Well, this is a field that I've been interested in for quite a while, working with my local farm. I work for Walker Farms, so it's my family business, and we had worked with numerous distributors across the nation. I just wanted to learn more about it and sales and just distribution in general.
So I think that's that. And I'm going to now introduce the program advisor, Miss Jill. Jillian, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself? I think you're on mute. You may need to unmute yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jillian Walton. I am the program advisor and the primary instructor for the logistic management programs. All right, so the first thing I always start my conversation when I'm telling somebody about the program is, what is logistics? Because everyone asks, not everyone knows exactly what it's entailed because it's a very broad term. So when someone asks me that, my first response is, well, logistics entails all activities that might take place in between the processes of getting a product from point A to point B. All right, and the second question they asked me, and I'm going through answering these questions, but the second thing they asked me, and I say all the time in a simple answer, they ask, well, what can I do with a logistics degree, or where can I work? And my simple answer is anywhere. For a logistics career. And I say that because, well, with logistics and supply chain management, we know, well, they'll find out that there are 4 in particular operations that will take place. That is on either purchasing raw materials, that's in manufacturing, transportation and distribution, and then with retail, the retail stores, or just the retail stores. So they are able to find a job within pretty much any sector. And when we're talking about retail, we're talking about any industry. You can pretty much work in any industry that has supply coming in and going out. So you can work anywhere. I come from the healthcare side, actually. I was working at a hospital in supply, ordering parts, and ordering supplies, medicine, parts, equipment. So it's a very broad field, but there's anywhere you can go. So the program that we have here, we have 2 degree programs here, and then we also have it's a new certificate program. The 2 degree programs, one of them is I call it a career pathway. I'm not sure if we use that term still. Because there is an articulation agreement that the college has with Georgia Southern. So students that enroll in that program are able to take all of the general education courses that they would take at Georgia Southern, your maths, your sciences, and then they take a small portion of intro courses in supply chain management. So they'll get their 2-year degree here and they can finish at Georgia Southern. And then the other program is in Associate of Applied Science, generally in logistics and supply chain. So they get a broad feel of all of the supply chain operations pretty much. So they'll learn the manufacturing side, they'll know materials management, in particular how to schedule production. That's one thing that we do in our classes. They'll know the transportation and distribution side, like planning transportation routes. I know some students come to me and they're asking about freight brokering and being a transportation dispatcher, and just several other jobs that might be within transportation or distribution. You have warehouse associate, warehouse manager. So there's several small, from the lowest level to the highest level, there's several things they can do. That program also goes into detail to discuss or to talk about technology, because we know that technology is what pretty much runs supply chain, logistics, all businesses. So they are introduced also to some of the new technology, transportation management systems. They'll get hands-on experience with route planning, and they'll learn that system. They will experience simulation, supply chain simulation models, so that they can know how to make effective or efficient decisions, know how to problem solve. And then also there's the warehouse management system software. They'll also get kind of hands-on. They'll know how to operate those systems. So
you kind of talked about what the degrees and the certificate that we offer in logistics. So that kind of goes into, we had some questions that were submitted, but kind of related to that. And this is a question I sometimes get asked, because we do have that articulation agreement with Georgia Southern. What would be if a student was to come here and do your the degree, the AS is, I think it's the AS that transfers over to Georgia Southern? What would be the benefit of a student stopping at an associate's degree versus going and continuing into a bachelor's degree? What would be the difference in just an associate's versus obtaining a bachelor's degree? A difference in jobs that are available and salary? Just kind of give us a little bit of a breakdown of what the difference would be.
All right, so when you, logistics is a field where you can make a lot of money with little education. All right, so it's becoming a popular field, and getting a bachelor's will, of course, increase your salary. But the median salary for a logistics and supply chain worker is at $40,000 to $42,000, and that's according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So coming out of the logistics program here with an associate's, you can start out pretty much making like $14 to $16 an hour, and you can move up from there. The jobs that you might obtain coming out of with an associate's, well, let me just say, without an associate's, you would start out in an entry-level position in logistics as like a warehouse associate. You would be a shipping clerk or shipping receiving, a loader. You would do most of the manual labor jobs, but once you actually get a specific skill, when you come to the technical college and when you get that degree, you learn how to use the software, the technology, and that's important because that helps you move up. That helps you get a promotion, basically. So when you come out of the program, you can be a manager, you can be a production supervisor. You can work on the transportation side as a dispatcher, so you'll know the ins and outs of that. You're more so gearing yourself towards management coming out of the associate's degree level. So once you actually do go to school and get your bachelor's, that's where you're looking at becoming a logistics analyst. That is actually analyzing transportation operations and helping the overall, or contributing to the goal of reducing costs within a supply chain. All right, so you're getting into most of the analyzing. You can go down the accounting pathway. Even accounting falls under logistics as well. So yeah, you can go down that pathway. You can go into the engineering pathway in research and development within supply chain management. So on that level, you're getting into working on the research and development, analyzing, and looking at the specific operations within logistics and supply chain.
Perfect.
So Jillian, you kind of touched on this with that answer, but what type of work environment should a student expect with a career in logistics? Is it more indoors, outdoors, office work, being at a desk? What should they expect?
Well, I like to refer to logistics as a hybrid type of environment, because you're doing all of those things. I know you said indoor, outdoor, at a desk. You might do all of those things. As a shipping and receiving, even as a clerk, you're going to be sitting at a desk planning loads. You need to calculate weights, and need to complete administrative work, but you also will need to go out on the floor, see what that material looks like. You might be outside dealing with a transportation driver. So you're pretty much going to be, I say you're going to be all over the place, but it depends on the setting and the type of work that you want to do. Like I said, it's a broad field. So it just depends on the area that you're actually working in. If you're working as an analyst, you're pretty much going to be in an office setting. You're going to be dealing with or manipulating data on a spreadsheet. So you'll have to have that skill on the computer. You have to know software then. And then, of course, if you're someone that's working in logistics management, or if you're on like a shop floor, you're going to be up. You're not going to be in the office. You're going to be walking around, making sure operations are running according to how they're supposed to. And if you're outside dealing with transportation or inbound products, you're dealing with truck drivers most of the time. So you're kind of in and out. So it just depends on where you want to work.
I know that it showed a little bit about this in the video, but are students taught how to operate heavy equipment in your program?
Yes, so the video, it is shown in the video, because it is important for students to gain that skill throughout their career. However, the program here is geared towards management, so most of what they'll learn will be geared towards learning software and knowing managerial practices. But I don't want to just say no, because the school does offer forklift awareness classes. So the school does have those extra training that students that take this, get this degree, can also come back, and let's say they want to learn how to ride a forklift, or they need that forklift certification, they can still get that training here at the school as well. So yeah, not necessarily heavy equipment, more so computer software per se.
Do you cover business management and or leadership in your program?
Yes, actually. So the program is a mixture of accounting classes. There are logistics classes that go over processes within transportation. And then there's the business management side, where they will take, I believe it's principles of management. And there's also a leadership course that does go over different leadership styles. So they do learn the business management side, and also they could, students, if they are taking the business management program, could also take logistics courses as part of a specialization as well. So it is part of a business degree. I think you're muted. Oh, no.
A large portion of the program is shown that it is taught online, but are students ever required to come to campus?
So beginning fall of 2020, the program moved to a fully online program. So Yes and no, because students can also come, if it's offered on campus, they can also come and be enrolled in those courses that are actually on campus. Because it's just moved to like a fully online environment, not all of the classes are set up for online yet. So if they were to enroll for this fall, there are courses they can take if they want to come to campus. So it's not, I mean, it is fully online, but we can work around that. Yeah.
Sorry, I think Molly's mouse might be frozen. That's all of the questions that we have on here.
Sorry. So
what happened?
I don't know. My mouse got frozen. So I really just wanted to be close to Hannah Joy. That's it. But that's really all we have. I can't really share the screen using Hannah Joy's. Is there anything else? I know that we have a couple instructors. I know we have Dean Robinson on this OTC Live edition. Is there anything else that you want to add about your program?
Well, I will outline, and if there are students on here, I want them to, before they actually consider a logistics and supply chain degree, maybe try looking up some of the more popular careers that are out there. Like if you were to Google logistics and supply chain degree, you would find a logistics analyst as a hot job. You'd find transportation managers, you'd find distribution managers, supply chain planners, or inventory management. I would highly suggest students to actually look into those careers and see that it's a field where you can pretty much work with any industry and be successful. You know, that's it really.
Awesome. I think we have actually your student that was in the video is actually joining. A couple of people are joining.
Yeah.
Do
you all have any questions?
Does anybody have any questions that's in the OTC Live session?
No.
I don't think so.
What is logistics? I'm just playing.
Well, thank you, Jillian, for kind of sharing about your program, and thank you to our PR and marketing team for having the OTC Live session and the program takeover this week. I'm sorry that my mouse kind of malfunctioned and I just sort of froze, but appreciate everybody for joining. If there isn't anything else, then we are going to sign off. But thank you so much, Jill.
You're very welcome. Y'all have a good day.